What now? The form starts right now.
You're going to have boss faith. What about that? Boss faith. You're going to have to believe that you can do this. Whatever it is that you are holding down and believing that you are able to do, you have to believe that you can do it all the way to the end. No matter how many pitfalls you have, no matter what obstacles come in your way, you have to have a boss kind of faith that says, I can do it. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. See, that's my motto because that's what I live by. And then you have to have boss thoughts. What are your thoughts like when it's hard? When it gets hard, when business is hard, when business isn't coming through, when your plans are kind of being waylaid or whatever, what are your thoughts? You're going to have to think like a boss. You're going to have to think like a boss, like somebody that has faith and like somebody who believes that you can do this and this thing can happen. Then you're going to have you some boss money, okay? All right. Have some boss money, okay? So if you want to increase your revenue, you need to start with a little something. And so to have boss money, that means that you're going to have boss thoughts. You're going to have boss management skills so you can manage what you have. So I'm going to dig in with talking about building your brand. What's your brand? When you think about branding, think about your passion. What are you passionate about? That should be your brand. Your brand should be the foundation of everything you do. And so we want to talk about building your brand. We want to talk about being authentic. We want to talk about building your online presence as well as, what's our other piece? Teaching, building your knowledge base. Yeah.
Sharing.
Building and sharing your knowledge base.
Yes.
And so I'm going to come back with building your brand because I want Harper to talk about being authentic, and then we're going to come back with building your brand.
Okay. So being authentic, so I'll just give you a little bit of feedback. So I started a nonprofit back in 2014. And I didn't know that I was even going to start it. I just knew that I had a passion for young people. And hey, just go for it, right? I'm sitting there, I'm like, God, what am I going to do? You want me? I'm finishing school. What does this look like? And he said to do a transitional living space. And I was like, for who? Right? For who? So then he said, for young people. Mothers with children, single mothers with kids, and that's what I did. That was my passion. That's what I was, that's my authentic self. There's some things that have led up to that as to why that became my passion, but I believe that I'm called to young people, and so that right there it was easy, but it was easy in the sense of, oh, wow, okay, but it wasn't easy, the process. So I would say be authentic to yourself. Now, I have seen people who have done businesses just to do business. That's kind of like the fake way of doing business. How long can you sustain yourself doing something that you really don't want to do? Once the fire is out, it's out. And that's kind of hard, to even try to put some stuff, because having your own business is very tedious. You have to work when you don't want to work. You have to work when there is not any money. You have to work when people have turned their back on you. You have to work. You are your business. And so if you are not going to be authentic to your business and who you are, who's going to be? So I'd rather be authentic. I think I'm authentic to my business and my brand. Yeah, absolutely.
So in terms of branding and being authentic, it's difficult to build a brand based on your fake self. It's difficult to build a business and not know your brand, not know what your passion is. So to build your brand, your authenticity is the foundation of that, who you are. It's easier to be who you are than it is to be anybody else. And so you want to ask yourself, what is my brand? In other words, what do you feel you were put in the earth for? That should be part of you building your brand and really coming out with a brand statement. Of, like, for me, I know my brand is to love, to lead, and to launch God's people into their purpose. That's my passion. Before I knew anything about branding, I knew that that was really the one of the main things that the Lord put me in the earth for. And so that became the foundation of everything I did. How I conduct myself in the store.
Mm-hmm.
I want to love, I want to lead, I want to liberate, and I want to launch into God's purpose. So everything that I did. So when it came to building businesses, when it came to birthing the church, when it came to birthing other ministries, that is the underlying foundation. That is the foundation of my authenticity. So once you understand who you are, then nothing can separate you from that. And so then you operate from that premise from there on, building your brand. And when it comes to being your authentic self and building your brand, it's like when you know what you know about you, what you stand for, what you will not tolerate, and all of that. And as you build, the passion that you have for what you do will help you build and build and build. And nobody can separate you from that, regardless of what your business is. You want to know your brand.
That's good.
You want to say anything else about authenticity as we're moving forward?
No, I was just gonna say, and having multiple businesses, and you can kind of tell, because for me, my nonprofit is called Emmy's House. It's encouraging, mentoring, motivating, yielding success. And so my private practice is Live Life Well. So I want everyone to live life well by encouraging, mentoring, motivating, yielding their success. And so it just, like you said, it just kind of flows in everything that you do, your brand. So.
Yeah, absolutely. How you live, how you parent, how you are a wife, and how you are a mother. Just everything just flows from those streams, and it really makes existing a lot easier when you know who you are and you can be your authentic self. Now, let me just put this out here. It took a while for me to get in that space of being comfortable being me.
Yes.
It took a long time. So y'all don't wait. Don't wait till you're in your 40s, hitting 50 to really get there. Don't wait. I'm well past that now. But so I spent a lot of years not really knowing who I was and my authority and valuing myself.
Yeah.
And then once I got there, man, you can't separate me from this. Now, somebody may not like that I wear a lot of pearls. They might think it's too much. But, well, sorry about your luck.
This is my authentic self.
This is what I do. This is my authenticity. And it might be too much for you, but it's just enough for me. Right. And one thing about being authentic, you never compromise your godlike character.
Yes, that's good.
So no matter how many pearls I wear, I don't want to step out of my godlike character. I still want to love. I still want to represent God in everything that I do. And so being my authentic self does not give me reason to be mean to people, to walk over people, to act like I'm all that and like I'm thinking more of myself than what I ought to. None of that. None of that. That's not what I'm talking about when it comes to authenticity, when it comes to building your brand, when it comes to being who you truly are. So it's about having fruit, what we call fruit of the Spirit.
Right, absolutely. And I think, too, being authentic, I think we also can grow into our authenticity. Because sometimes we don't even know. We have an idea.
That was me.
Me too. We have an idea, and it's like, okay, yeah, it looks good, right? When we're doing something that we have no clue that we're even doing it, and then before you know it, you're like, wait, this is really how I want to operate. This really is who I am, and you begin to like it, and that way, that's how the fire keeps going. Because when everybody is gone, you can literally motivate yourself by remembering what your purpose is and saying, hey, you know what? I'm authentic to this.
Yes.
This is what I'm authentic to, and so you grow into it.
You do, absolutely. So I'm gonna move on down to Shia and who's talking about what you're talking about. Talk about it. Talk about what you're talking about.
About building and sharing your knowledge.
Yeah.
This is such an important topic because when you're in the business of running a business, you've got to get yourself out there. I mean, you have to establish your clientele for whatever type of business that you're doing. So it becomes important to find ways to share what you know with others. That's another way of saying, hey, I'm out here. Hello. See me, pick me. So consider things like getting on Facebook, Facebook Live, marketing, marketing yourself. Even consider if you're in church, if ministry is a part of what you do. I'm a teacher by nature and I'm learning that as much as I as much as I kind of, duck and dodge, but I'm used to talking. I'm used to sharing knowledge. I'm a counselor. So, sharing my knowledge, teaching a class, getting myself out there, people learn what it is that I know. I can teach them what I know to help them move to whatever their next step is. So it's important that when you're in the business of running a business, you're always looking for opportunities to put yourself in front of others to show what it is that you know. That's how you're going to get your clientele.
Yeah, absolutely. And in building your knowledge base, that means also that you are ever learning.
Absolutely.
You're always learning about your craft. You're always going to trainings. You're always reading and filling yourself full of knowledge of the thing that you're passionate about.
That's right. Don't wait until someone tells you that this is a new thing that's happening.
Yes.
You want to always be in the know. You always, and if you can be ahead of the market, that's awesome, because then that positions you to be the first to be able to show whatever this new knowledge is. This puts you in the position of being a trendsetter. And when business is when you're in the business of building a business, you want to be a trendsetter. You want to be an individual who people know that you're ever learning, because they know that they can depend on. Absolutely. They can depend on the knowledge that you bring to the table.
Now, this trend setting thing is a little risky.
It can be. It can be. But with any business, there's a level of risk that you have to take.
There you go.
And my mindset about risk is I would rather step out and fail than to not have tried it at all. If I don't try it, I don't know whether or not I'm capable.
Right.
And I don't want to live on, dad, coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Right. Yeah.
I need to know, okay, that's not for me. Let me try something different.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd rather try and fail than to sit in the safe zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then somebody else. Have you ever had an idea?
And somebody come out with
And
it.
you sat on it, you procrastinated, and you sat on it, and you were trying to wait until everything was perfect before you moved on it, and then you looked up on television,
And it's right there.
and it's right there. And it's like, and then you start thinking, now if I do it, they're going to think that I have copied off of them. Well, I'll say this, do it anyway. If you procrastinated and somebody else brought that idea to the forefront, don't sit on it still. Go ahead and move on it.
And
move
do
on
it
anyway.
scared.
And do it scared. Do it scared. And so if you're waiting till the right time, it's never going to be the right time.
Right.
Nope.
And so it is risky, because you do risk not getting it the way you felt it should have been the first time or whatever, but you stay in the grind. And then you remember your brand, you remember your authority, you remember who you are, and that's the foundation of what you do, and that I can do this thing and I will be successful. That's boss face right there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Somebody, yes. Somebody wants what I have. That's boss faith right there. I can build this. This is boss faith. They will come. If I build it, they will come and sit in it. Y'all ain't gonna help me here.
No.
That's boss faith right there.
That's right.
And you get your thoughts in a place where all of the negativity that you may have heard all of your life, you say, because I found out who I was one day.
Hello.
I found out who I was one day, and I'm going to walk in this thing, and I'm going to build this thing, because I feel like God has called me to it. And He will never call you to what He's not giving you the ability to work out. So all of the deposits that you have that have been placed into your life, there comes a point of withdrawal.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's good.
That's right.
That's good.
And so when withdrawal time comes, it might be risky, but when God says well, it's time for the kingdom in you to get out of you,
Woo.
yeah, I wasn't trying to have this
That's okay.
a churchy platform, but it's in me, so it's coming out of me.
You know,
So
That's
I
right.
have this motto that people who know me, I say it all the time. One thing that I do know is that God is never going to make a fool of me. So if he brings me to something,
That's
Yeah.
good.
he's going to see me through. Now, I might have to work hard.
yes,
I might have to have some days where I might need to go without this, might have to go without them shoes, you know, that dress. But going without is worth it. It's
Yeah.
worth it because I'm doing what I know that I'm called to do. It's
Right.
my passion.
It's your passion.
It's my business.
Yes.
It's my brand.
Yes.
And if I don't put forth the energy, the time, the dedication,
Mm.
why would I expect a client to want to work with me?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not dedicated.
Right.
Am I going to deliver your product?
Right.
Am I consistent? Right.
Yeah.
So it's so important that you stay learning. It's so important that you stay sharing. There are so many avenues out there right now. They have these different, like Teachable. Teachable is a space where you can create your own class and you can sell that class. You can do it for free. And I do believe that there is a level of knowledge that you should give away for free.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I absolutely believe that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Also,
Absolutely.
too, I want to just piggyback on, and you don't have to try to create everything. Go to somebody who's already, been where you're going. And get some wisdom in it. You don't have, I mean, they've done the work, and it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to say, can you mentor me a minute? And it's okay for you to be a mentor. It's a big world out here, and can't nobody steal but so much. And there's a lot of people
That's
doing what you're
right.
doing, but don't be afraid. Like when you say that, part of that knowledge is go get some knowledge.
Yes.
Yes.
Knock on somebody's door. Like, I love your work. Would you mind if you can show me some things? And then don't be afraid if somebody knock on the door. Like, I can't tell them because they're gonna take my idea. Your idea, trust me. At the end of the day, save what you need to save, but also, don't be afraid to give knowledge to other
Yes.
business to business.
That's right.
You know,
Yes.
and
right.
so and it'll help because networking is important. So I just wanted to add that how important
Yes.
networking is.
It
And
is. And when I in terms just kind of backing up a bit to building your brand, it should reflect who you are and reflect also what you believe, what you stand for. It should also reflect your strengths and your weaknesses.
That's right.
All of that in your brand, and then you're comfortable with your strengths and with your weaknesses, and in building your brand you draw people to you that help strengthen your weaknesses, and so that you're just not walking only in your strength and then avoiding the things that you're weak in. You want to pull people in that will help you
That's good.
build your weakness, or they can take up the slack where you're weak in.
Yeah.
And so that again is sharing not only your knowledge but also sharing what you do.
Yes.
And I cannot stress enough about being a mentor.
Yes.
We all have something that we can share with somebody else, and young ladies, young men that really need somebody to help push them along. If you want to be pushed, come here. I'll push you. Yes, I'll push you. So, we can come back around again. But Athena, will you talk to us about building an online presence?
Sure. Just really quickly. One is know your goals online. Marketing right now. Remember back in the day, it was a newspaper. You wanted to get a commercial. You had to go on the radio. But right now, marketing is absolutely free.
Mm-hmm.
The secret to being online is knowing where your target customer is. So don't go into country trying to sell R&B music.
Right.
You understand what I'm trying to say? So what, and I've learned this through pitfalls, like, oh, people, everybody wants to be this. No, a lot of people on my own Facebook page are entrepreneurs like me. The best part about being an emotional healing coach is everyone goes through emotional situations. And so I've learned to barter with some of the people who, my branding coach is my customer. You understand? And but she's an amazing branding coach. But I don't put all of my stuff on my personal page. I have groups that's tailored around my business. And so, and I stay in those groups. Also, knowing the different platforms and who's there. So LinkedIn is business to business. And
Right.
so when you want to talk business and network or however, then LinkedIn is your space. And so if you're an entrepreneur, you're not on LinkedIn, you are missing it. YouTube is another, people miss it. When I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, they're not using YouTube. I don't get it. Like, why not? Everybody goes to the YouTube for how to. You're an entrepreneur and you're offering something. YouTube gets missed a lot. A lot of people don't like to talk on YouTube as far as the video is concerned. I know that I'm an online coach. I get 90% of my customers off of YouTube, or in my groups that they'll come to me. And so I have to be on the video. I have to talk. I have to, be in front of the camera. But if you are scared of this camera, podcasting it is on the rise.
Yep.
So what I kind of encourage people who are scared of the camera. I've been in the front of people my whole life. Been singing since I was like 5. So, but I still get very nervous. Podcasting, people are now, if you notice, do you watch YouTube and then lay the phone down and keep listening while you do things? So if you're an entrepreneur, podcasting is really, you can, right now, I'm like I said, it's on the rise. People are listening. And so you just want to make sure you're plugging in the right, the right platforms. Facebook, you're finding a little bit of your older crowds, so not older, but your midlife. So maybe you're between 35 to 50 and older, around there. So that's a good place for them. But Instagram is where you want to get some of your younger tribe. I call them my tribe. And so Instagram is a growing platform. Unfortunately, all of these will date themselves. So now we're walking into Snapchat. I'm uncomfortable with Snapchat, you guys. But I had TikTok, but my kids are good at it and they help set me up. And knowing what it is you're going to bring to the table in those platforms, understanding, I just started a new page, Coach Athena, because my branding coach said, Athena, I Prevail Coaching. Who is she? What is it? You're Athena Jackson. That's who you are. I want you to keep your page, but I need you to go over there. So I went over there and she said, I want everybody on your page to be authentic. Like, oh, so don't invite all your friends. They're good. They're going to support you. They could care less half the time. But if you get people who, from your groups and from people who value your information, then when you come to the table, they're listening. When you go to live, they're listening, they're sharing, and they're interacting more. So I did that. And what I did was, just for you entrepreneurs, what I did was I got a post that says, I don't know you, but I hope life is going well for you, or I'm praying for you. And I sent it across the nation. And that's how I introduced Athena Jackson. And then I went into some of the narcissist group I was telling you, and where where women are really hurting emotionally. And I went in there and I just started, saying little things to them. Then I went live in there. And offering not even offering, just offering solutions without offering my services. This is where entrepreneurs make the mistake online. They're selling, selling, selling. You don't have to sell. Just offer solutions, and people will know what you offer. They know. And so at the end, I'm like, I do have a resource, because I'm a coach. I should have a resource, my book. And I think last weekend, my book sales went up. But not only did my book sales go up, women are being empowered. So it's not about sell, sell, sell. I gained new clients because of my passion to help them. I went where my tribe was. I'm not in other places that don't. Oh, and listen to this. Like, okay, well, if that's not working, and they're not grabbing, then go find your tribe, especially in COVID, where people are not paying so much for coaching. Coaching is the first thing to go. Not unless you make yourself super valuable. It should, if an emotional coach, and we're in emotional time, then I should be setting up my marketing because this should be my thriving time. And I found that, yeah, I can thrive. I'm supposed to be thriving right now. So if you get in the right platforms and know your platform, so study, entrepreneurs, study your platforms and then find out how much people are listening in those platforms. Most people don't want to hear you past 15, 20 minutes. I am long-winded, so I had to cut my hours down to 15 minutes. Like I have to,
No, you don't say.
yeah, horrible. So the truth is, past that, unless what you're saying is valuable, So I mean, just seriously, I went into one of my groups and was on live, and they wouldn't let me go. They kept going and I was there for almost 2 hours. Why? Because in that group I was valuable.
Right.
In another group, 10 minutes is max. I heard what you got to say. Thanks for letting me know you're available. I will contact you when I need you. You get that? So that's important. If right now in this world, social media is important to your business, and take time to learn your keywords.
Yes.
If you put something on social media and people can't find you, I'm not gonna say it's a waste of time because that one or two people will find you. But when I start putting keywords in, now I have videos on my YouTube now. It's got 40 and 50,000 views, all because I went in there and changed keywords. That's important on your website and my blogs. Keywords. So entrepreneurs, understand keywords and take the 20-minute extra time to find the keywords for your post. Because now when I'm looking at the analytics on my webpage, I went from 350 people looking at a page to now they're like, oh my God, you have over 5,000 people that looked at your page today.
That's awesome.
So all because you're using keywords.
That's awesome.
Okay. So that's kind of that's just, and that social media, you almost want to go into a training, use the Teachable. They have trainings in there for social media. They have in Udemy is another great place, and just YouTube. Neil Patel is amazing. He is the guru for all the higher, more popular Tony Robinson, all of them, where he gets them, their stuff out there. But he has his own YouTube page, and I follow him like crazy. So when he got something coming out about SEOs and Google Analytics, all that stuff, keywords, I'm on it as an entrepreneur and as an online presence. So that's just my suggestion for the entrepreneurs when it comes to online.
Well, that was a wealth of knowledge.
That was good. That was good.
That was a wealth of knowledge. Thank you for sharing that. You're getting this for free.